Welcome back, and thank you for joining me for our final reflection. Over the last two sessions, we have explored what joy is, why it matters, and how we can begin to cultivate joy by two mind-based qualities of acceptance and perspective. I'd like now today to look at two heart-based qualities that we can cultivate and develop, and those are of forgiveness and compassion. These two qualities are special because they aren't only about how we relate to another person, but they also invite us to gently turn inwards towards ourselves. Many of us find it much easier to offer kindness, patience, and understanding to others while neglecting to give this to ourselves. The Camino gently reminds us to pause and to replenish ourselves and to receive the same kindness that we are so willing to give others. Before we continue, I'd like to share a quotation that has stayed with me over the years, and it's from the words of Rumi, which beautifully capture the journey of the heart. Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. And alongside that, there are the beautiful words from the Buddha. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. I return to these two quotations. Together, they remind me that our Camino is not just about reaching Santiago de Compostela, but it's also about discovering what is already within us. And as we continue walking, something remarkable often happens. Without the distractions of the everyday life, thoughts and feelings that we may have buried for years quietly begin to surface. We could remember old relationships, old hurts, old regrets, moments that still need healing. And if this happens, know that you're not alone. The Camino has a gentle way of bringing to the surface exactly what is ready to be healed. Forgiveness. Forgiveness is one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves, not because somebody else's actions were acceptable, nor is it because what happened didn't matter, but because forgiveness frees us. Otherwise, we can be imprisoned. You could liken these hurts to a heavy rock that's in your backpack. And now it's time to take them out and leave them on the side of the trail because you've been carrying them for far too long. When we forgive, we no longer are allowing the past to determine our present, the peace we experience today. Forgiveness doesn't always happen in a moment. Sometimes it unfolds like the Camino itself, one step at a time. With each breath and step, we allow it to soften, and thereby we create a little bit more space for peace. And perhaps one of the hardest people to forgive is ourselves, for the mistakes we've made, for opportunities that we have missed, and for not always knowing what we know now. Self-forgiveness may be one of the greatest acts of self-love. And now to our second quality, which is compassion. Compassion literally means to suffer with. It's about our willingness to notice another person's suffering and to respond to it with kindness. And the Camino offers countless opportunities to practice compassion. Sometimes it's simply listening. Sometimes it's sharing encouragement with a fellow pilgrim. And sometimes it's slowing down our pace to walk beside someone who might need company. But compassion also needs to be brought home to ourselves. There will be days when our body is tired, when your emotions feel close to the surface, when you may even wonder why you're walking the Camino at all. These are the moments to offer yourself the same gentleness that you would naturally give another pilgrim. I've come to the belief that self-compassion is not selfish. It's the foundation that allows us to love more generously. It is only when our own well is full that we can truly share from abundance. As we finish this series together, perhaps you might carry these questions with you on your own Camino. What am I ready to let go of? Who might I not be forgiving, including myself? Where in my life could I offer myself a little bit more compassion? And what would it look like to walk the next part of my journey with greater kindness towards myself and others? Where have I already experienced quiet moments of joy that I may have overlooked? Sometimes the most important answers don't arrive while we're searching. They may appear quietly when the actual Camino steps end and the real Camino begins. The answers might arrive in one step at a time. And as we come to the end of our reflections, I simply want to say thank you. Thank you for allowing me to walk a little of your Camino with you. I hope that these conversations have encouraged you to discover a deeper and more lasting joy, not only on the Camino to Santiago de Compostela across Spain, but on whatever Camino life is inviting you to walk. So if one thought or story or question has stayed with you, then our time together has been worthwhile. Many of the reflections I've shared over these sessions have grown from my Camino experience and are explored more deeply in my book, On Camino Once More, 7 Keys to Embrace the Freedom of Joy. If today's reflection has spoken with you, I would be delighted if you continued the journey with me there. I truly love to hear from you. And if the reflections have resonated with you, please feel free to leave a comment or share your own experience. Your stories encourage not only me, but others who may be walking their own Camino. And finally, I'd like to leave you with a beautiful Irish blessing of gratitude. Garamila Mahagwith. 1,000 thanks to you all. So until our paths cross again, buen camino.